Hi, my people. Welcome back to 100 Days of Data with Miss Mailiana. It's day 57 of 100 days, right? So, we are going to be giving you 100 videos on data analytics, the basis of data analytics. The aim is that at the end of this 100 videos, you will understand data analytics to its core and help you start your data career. So, I would say if you go through this whole 100 videos, you can start calling yourself a data analyst because you know how to analyze the data. All right, I'm Miss Mailiana and I'm your lead tutor for this challenge. All right, so today we are looking at something very important in data analytics, which is visualizing trends and outliers. Okay, so before we go into the visualization, when we talk about visualization, you're talking about charts or graphs. Okay, when we talk about trends, we are talking about um things that has how things have played out over a period of time. So um play out over a period of time. Play out over time, right? Things that have played out over time. So maybe sales according to months for a period of time. And when we talk about outliers, we are talking about unusual, or unique or outside the box. All right. So when is we are still on data. Okay. So visualizing trends and outliers in data. When you take visualization, we are talking about charts or graphs. When you take trends, we are talking about how the data played out for a period of time, right? So over time. So let's say we have the sales data set for 1 year or for 5 years. How did the sales data play out, right? Then when we talk about outliers, we are talking about something unusual, something unique, or something outside the box. All right. So I'm going to break the trends and outliers for you to understand. Then we go into the visualization, right? The visualizing part of things. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 Yeah. All right. So fun fact. Today is Tuesday, and I record videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And on Mondays, I set out to finalize my ideas and finalize my notes and what I'll be recording, the number of videos I'll be recording. And this week, I am recording about 18 videos, and it's almost 3 p.m. and I'm supposed to record at least half of that, which is about 9 videos today, so that I can record the next 9 on Thursdays. All right, so we'll continue with that just later. So let's go on to talk about trends. So we know something called trending topics, so something that has been going on for a while, right? So let's say when we say data is trending, we are going to say when we talk about trends in data, you're talking about how a particular data played out or distributed over time or during a specific category, which could be, for example, so example of category could be time, trend according to staff, right? How was the trend? How was the salary trend? So something like time is what what's the sales trend for like 5 years. For staff, we can say what's the salary trend between the staff, right? Between the staff. So you can see that trend is not only limited to time, but it's also can be limited to other categories of things. When you say only time, that will bring us to something called time series. And this is what I learned from my statistics background, right? So something like this time series that is specifically for only time. But when you say trends, it can be stuff, it can be social media, it can be anything that is trending. But the thing is particularly data. As I said, data is everywhere, right? Data is everywhere. So when we say trends, it's more of like data. So when you hear trend, like trending topics and all that, just know it's as trending data happening because it's a record happening as well. So that is trend for you. So now let's look at outlier. I must say I love this video and this cleaning. All right, so whilst I clean, let's continue with the video with the story I was saying. I was saying that so the idea is to record 9 videos today, so that you have I can post for this week, and the videos are just to go out for this week, right? Or latest by the last video will go out latest by next week. Now it's 3 p.m. and I've recorded only 2 videos. So I'm like, whoa, how am I going to finish up with my recording? It's really amazing that this is really a challenge. So if you think that, oh, I'm just doing it easy, it's also a challenge for me. And the reason why I've delayed in recording is that my phone space is not much. Okay, my phone space is like 128 gig, right? And so when I record, I'm also editing on my phone. I'm trying to use CapCut on my phone to edit. So I use the CapCut to edit. Then now I have to transfer it to my laptop and finalize the editing there, and then I'll upload it. So it takes time to do that. And I also had a meeting. So that's it. That's to say that we are putting in the work as well. Alright, so now let's talk about outliers. I'm getting comfortable with this board, but I am told to get a bigger board. Anyways, that's just by the way. Alright, and I don't even know if it is going to fit into my space, but like we're gonna get a bigger board. So come register for our class so that you can get a bigger board. Alright, so when we talk about outliers, we are talking about, let me see if I have that in my notes. I didn't have that in my notes. I just had a chat. So let's take it off here, right? Unique or unusual. I don't know if this spelling is right. Unusual values found in the data sets. Right. So when you study a data, say age of the ages of class 1 students. In Ghana, we have some weird calculation that most class 1 students are between age 6 to 8. I think age 6 to 7. So if you're age 6 and 7, you're in class 1, it's kind of like understandable. But if you're 5 or 10, it's like, what are you doing in class 1? So let's say we have 10 students in class 1, and the first student is 6 years old, second is 6, third is 8. No, okay. All right, third is 8, fourth is 7, fifth is 6, sixth is 5. The seventh student is also 6. The eighth student is 10. No, it's 15. The ninth student is 6, and the 10th student is 7. All right. So when we take this, the unique unusual value we have are, we have the number 8, we have the number 5, and we have the number 15. The extreme one, which is very unique, is what? Our number 15. So we have 3 outliers, but inside the outliers, we have outlier again, right? So this is the unusual as well. So you're going to see how to visualize what trends and outliers, right? So this is outlier, unusual values in there. Okay. Now let's go to visualization. Now I'm going to take the very first visualization, which is what? The line chart. So let's continue with my story. So now I am wondering if I'll be able to record. So I have how many more to go? I've recorded 2 so far, I've edited it, it's just left with uploading it. So I have 7 more to go. As I'm recording this, that makes it how many? That makes it um that makes it 3. So I have how many more to go? 6. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull all that 6 up and edit them today. And I have a meeting in the evening as well, so I can't go through, and I'm already tired, and you can see that I have glasses on as well. So I didn't even check if the light is reflecting in my glasses, but pardon me. At this point, I think we need what a recording assistant, or like an assistant to help me be recording. But my room is small. I just don't think I can invite anybody to my room yet. Anyways, that's just by the way. Let's clean. It's better. So yeah. Yep. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So now the very first chart we are going to look at, or visualization we're going to look at, is the line chart. Alright. So the line chart is used to track changes over time, or changes over categories. Right. So let's say I'm going to do a line chart. Alright, so we have our X values and our Y values. Our X could be sales, alright, and our Y value could be month of 2025. So, hey, sorry. Mix up some more. Alright, so we'll have our X being our month. Let me do this properly so that I can utilize the board. Okay. So we have our line. So our X is equal to our month of 2025. Then our Y is equal to our sales. Now, let me make this well. Y is equal to our sales. Okay. Alright, so we are going to have January. We are going to take January, February, March, April, May, and June. Okay. And we say this is 1,000, starting from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. We have 10,000. All right. So our January, we have some way, somehow here. Our February, we had some way, somehow here. Our March, we had some way, somehow here. April, we had some way, somehow here. Our May, we're increasing. Our June, we're increasing. So when you join them together, this is a line chart. All right, so this is a line chart showing you the trend, and the trend that is showing you is that, okay, in January we started the year, was going well. February made it. March we didn't make that much. Then for March so between March and April there was analysis done to find out why did we make a lot, like we made low sales, and then there was some new additions, and that made us start receiving the increased salary, increased sales and increased sales. So when we talk about this, line charts are used for what? Are mostly used for what? Trend analysis. Okay. Are mostly used for trend analysis. Right? So line charts are mostly used for trend analysis. So let's look at another trend analysis that is not according to time, right? Okay, let's look at that. That is not according to time, but it's according to something else, but we are finding the trend. All right. So let's look at the trend of students, um, the trend of students' performance. All right. Trend of students' performance. All right. So our cutoff points for the students are, it's maybe 60. So we say those who got 100, those who got 90, 80, 70, 60, and 50. All right, so we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 100. All right, and the total number of students may be, let's say, 1,000. Please pardon me, I may not do the calculation well to get all the 1,000 on the board, but I hope you get what I'm saying. So we are finding the trend of, like, the number of people that get the trend of best performing students over the course of this one. So this is students number and course grade, and so this grade. Okay, so let's say 20 something people got 100, 30 something people got 90. That's too much. Okay, so let's say 15 people got 100, 90 people, 20 people had 90, 20 something people had 90, 80, also 20 something people had 80. Then we had about 30 something people got 70. Then we had about few people getting 60, and we had about a lot of people getting 50. So when we join the lines, it's going to be like this, something like that. Right. So it's showing you a trend that's during people, not a lot of people got 60. A lot of people had 50. So you can use that for trends as well. All right. So this is trend. Line charts are mostly used for trend analysis. I hope that is clear. So let's look at the next chart. All right. Let's look at the next chart. The next chart is a histograph. A histograph is used for distribution. All right. What other story can we tell? So I've told you the story of my content, of how I'm creating content for you guys. All right. So let me talk about how I actually have taught 300 plus people data analytics. Yes. So if you want to learn data analytics from me, use the link in our description to book a consultation if you want to have a one-on-one with me, or to join us for our next cohort, our next class. So we have the data foundation class. The data foundation class that happens every month, if you want to learn Excel, Power BI, or SQL and Python, you can join us using the link in the description. So histogram. Hey, sorry. See what I've done. Distribution. I don't know which word is that. Distribution. Not bad. So I took from histogram and I added a distribution to it. This is funny. So histogram. Histogram. Right? Histogram is more of like a column chart, but anyways. So we have our X and we have our Y. Alright. So histogram is used for distribution. So I was saying that okay, yeah, distribution 20 oranges. Yeah, distribution 20 oranges to 5 people. Okay. So let's say I have my 10. Then I have my alright. So let's say we have 10. Let me write it here rather. Because if I write it here, it's going to okay, I think we can put it here. Alright. We can put 1 here, 2. This will be 2. This is 3. This is like this is 4, 5. I want to make this one to be 5. I want this one to be 8. No, I want this one. This is 10, right? Huh. Let's make it 25. Alright, so I want this to be about 8. So 10 plus that's 18. Oh, so I think this one has to be 7. So that's 10 plus 17. Let's make it 30. So let's say this is what 5, 10, 17. 17. So we have 3. Alright, so that's 30. Alright. So say my y-axis is not giving the right values, but it's fine. Alright. So our y is equal to number of students and our x is what number of oranges given. Okay, so all right, so in oranges given, 13 oranges was given to 13 oranges was given to 13 people at the beginning, and then 17, then 5, then 3, then 2. I think there's something wrong somewhere. Please give me a minute. I think that's it. There's a distribution. So you've distributed the orange according to the number of students as well. So this is distribution, and this is also while you're using the tools, you have Excel, you have your column chart and all that as well. But histogram is a bit confusing, so that's what is it's playing with me right now. But we are good to go. So this is a distribution right there. This is just by the way. So histogram is histogramming, but don't worry, I don't really normally use histogram that much, so you'll be fine. Okay, all right, so as I was saying, I have been teaching data analytics for over a year now. I've been teaching data analytics since November 2024, and I have taught 300 plus people data analytics. And some are earning in foreign currencies, which I helped them get secure the job. And some are my very first top students from November had a job 3 weeks into our training. And that was because by week 2 of our training, she had started building a portfolio on GitHub that had her Excel project in there. So she went for an interview and she showed her project in Excel and she got a job. So the next one is very interesting. Box plots. All right. Box plots is very, very interesting. But let's see. We're going to have something like this. I think my box is too much. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Alright, then we have something like this. We have something like this. Then, so this is to say that this is going to be the center of the information, right? So your data. So let's say you have the age. So the age is between what? 6 and 7. Then we have our 10. Then we have our 5. Then we have our 0. Alright. So all data must fall into this, right? So if data starts falling outside, so let's say if someone is 4 years old and someone is 10 years old and falling outside, then there's an error somewhere. So that becomes our outliers. So box plots are for what? Visualizing data with outliers. Right? So it's like extreme. I wrote here that shows extreme values clearly. So you get to see that there's everything is around this box. Why are you also outside there as well? Right? So that's box plot. All right. Okay. So in a nutshell, these aside line charts that you're going to be using very often, histogram and box plots, you won't be using that often at your beginning stage. Okay, you won't be using that often at your beginning stage. You'll be using a lot of column charts, line charts, pie charts, and all that. All right, so back to my story. So my very first top student from November 2024, she's called Grace. Shout out to you, Grace, if you ever come to watch this video. She showed her the very one she showed for the interviewers to actually give her the role was pivot tables. So they asked her, can she do pivot tables, and she had pivot tables in her project. So it's very, very important for you to actually it's very, very important for you to, how do we put that, document your process, pivot table, screenshot everything and show it there. So the final visualization that I'm going to talk about, which is not on my notes, will be scatter plots. Let's see, this is 5, 6, 7, 10. No, let's say this is 20. All right, so we have students, right? We have students from class 1A, class 1B, class 1C, class 1D, right? Then now we see that class 1D, we have someone who is who is 20 years. We have about 4 people. So you can say that there's an outlier here. So scatter plots are used for displaying distribution, right? So you can see the distribution, and also outliers. All right. So these are the visualizations that we have as well for scatter plot. So scatter plot is like you're scattering the whole view and all that. I hope you took your primary and JHS and high school mathematics, core mathematics very seriously. I have Since I finished school, I have a lot of people saying I hate math, I hate math. I'm like, what are the people who loved math? Are you all telling me that you didn't love math? So that means you didn't pay attention? Because one of my other favorite sub course or sub subjects in mathematics was graph. When we bought graph in JHS, you had your graph. It was amazing. Like plotting it, you do your mirror. Oh my god, your reflection, your 90 degrees. It was interesting. Plotting is amazing. It's not really confusing. Right. If you've been following, if you still pay had if you still had that, you will actually know the what's the name? The X, Y, and Y I was talking about, right? You will not say you forgotten. All right, so that brings us to the end of today's video, which is like visualizing outliers and trends. See you on the next video. Bye.